from a neutral's perspective, in terms of entertainment, this was one of the best games I think that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Two managers who may well be number one and number two in the world. Two teams that might be the very best in the world. Now, so I don't want us. What you're about to hear later, people pointing out mistakes. Look, Augie even made an effort. He's wearing his pink shirt today, so he's trying to be more positive because you're neutral on this one.
Yeah.
So I just want to drive that point home that I think both these teams through 31 games are worthy Premier League champions. Only one of them is going to win it.
Yeah.
They're better than other teams that have won the Premier League in the past. Whoever finishes second, I think that's pretty much undisputed. Let's dial it back to the game. You touched upon Mo Salah. He did deliver the pass to Mane for the equalizer, start of the second half. Other than that, he didn't necessarily contribute. And you, Augie, had some harsh words.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the game last week when he was taken. Was he taken off? He was taken off. I forget the plane. Yeah. It's so far away, but he didn't have a shot on target for the second consecutive game, and he was very low. And it was the game after the World Cup exit against Senegal. So obviously there's a reason, but he's had two huge career blows in the last 2 months against Senegal, African Nations final, World Cup qualification. And I think it's weighed on him a little bit. I think you look at his return since then, his performances. He's not been the Mo Salah that we know. There's this contract issue as well, which I don't think is an issue. I don't think that.
You don't think it's an issue? How?
I don't think Mo Salah's going to bed at night worrying about his future.
I don't think he plays on his mind.
Nah, because he knows that he's not going to end up illusion. This is it. He's going to either get a really good deal at Liverpool, or he's going to get a really good deal somewhere else. Mo Salah is the big winner in this. I think the people who got to bed worrying are Liverpool fans and maybe Jurgen Klopp, but his performances haven't been what they were, and he's Liverpool's best. He's the best player, the most explosive player, the guy that if you're in a Champions League semi-final, second leg, and you need a goal, you'd rely on Mo Salah. But that would apply to yesterday's game. If you're playing Man City away in a game you have to win, that is when Mo Salah needs to turn up.
I mean, there's the assist on Mane, which is an amazing assist.
Yeah.
There's the ball to Robertson, who then crosses for Trent, who lays the ball for Jota. The problem is he had to think almost as much about defending in that game than about attacking. There's that moment in the first half where there's been a couple of diagonals already. I think either from Laporte towards Walker and Gabriel Jesus, or from Cancelo towards the same. So from left to right, if you're City. And at some point, Klopp shouts, and Klopp is in front of us when we are at the Etihad. I mean, we're quite far behind, but still we can see him. And he said to Salah, he said, come on, you have to be tighter. This is not good enough. You have to prevent them from being able so easily to pick someone with a 50 yards diagonal that can change the game, really. And I think when Salah has to think about defending so much that he knows that Cancelo that at some point is going to run behind him, or this is also difficult. And this is not the kind of game. I know he had a great record against City. I think he scored 5 in 9 before Sunday's game. But still, it's tricky. He plays on your mind when you're thinking, okay, where's my left back all the time? Instead of just thinking, I know they're fearing me, so their left back is not going to go up the field, when it's clearly what the plan was for City and Cancelo.
I think fundamentally we have to recognize there's the factors that Mark cited. There's also the fact that you are away from home against
it's a tough game.
The most talented team in the world, possibly, probably, right?
Yeah.
So clearly that's going to weigh on you more. You're more aware also of what's behind you and the role the fullbacks play in this game. You're probably more aware of the fact, and I want to transition to the midfield, that in a 4-3-3, the job of the midfielders is often to come across and help when the fullbacks go forward or when the strikers had a run and whatever can't get back. I thought Liverpool's midfield really struggled in this game. And, if there is a weaker link by section to this, it is this midfield. Before we get into the refereeing decisions, but Thiago, I thought, I appreciate tactical fouls are part of the game. And obviously you'd rather have Thiago than not have Thiago. But I don't know. I mean, he really was put in a difficult spot. Also by what you said about from Bernardo Silva playing deeper. And one of you guys is not a Jordan Henderson fan.
I don't understand. I really don't understand. We said it after the Chelsea game. We already thought he struggled then, if you remember, at Stamford Bridge. And then I don't understand how he starts a game like this. I know he's the captain. I love the leadership before I get abused online. I love the leadership. I love the story. He was a really good player for Liverpool. There's a lot of things that he brings to that team. Okay, But in a game like this, he's not good enough tactically to feature in a game like this. Yeah, he can run, not as much as he used to, but he can still run. But he does running, and his pressing is inefficient most of the time. And with the ball, he doesn't bring enough. The difference in that game yesterday...
About the inefficient pressing, but you have to concede that pressing looks more inefficient when the other team are very good at playing through press.
But Kevin De Bruyne was in a position yesterday, put there by Pep Guardiola, to disturb that Liverpool midfield three, right? If Jordan Henderson keeps going and trying to press with Diogo Jota almost as a front two, it doesn't make any sense, because then you will have Fabinho and Thiago Alcantara left to try to look where De Bruyne is, on top of already Rodri and Bernardo in front of them, which is going to unbalance Liverpool all the time. The big difference in that game in midfield is that City, as we know, have incredible players to play between the lines. Liverpool don't have that. The only time Thiago plays between the line in Sunday's game, the first goal happened for Liverpool. But when you look at how Bernardo and De Bruyne and even the other three up front for City, they play so well between the lines. Liverpool don't have that, even less when Henderson starts.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN Plus.